breeds maturity. Be who you've always wanted to be. Seek motivation by what you've already accomplished. No, those aren't bumper sticker slogans or even inspirational quotes from an email list. Those are phrases I've come up with from my own experiences. I grew up as a middle child. My brothers were twins and were 5 years older than me. And my sister, well, she was 4 years younger than me. All of a sudden that changed when not only did my brothers leave the household after high school, they actually moved to Connecticut from our hometown of Atlanta, Georgia, to seek an alternative lifestyle. My mother was heartbroken over this. She would pull up to my middle school, bawling her eyes out. I was in 7th grade, and I chose right there. I'm going to be here for her. I was a listening ear, an encouraging voice, and helped her feel better. Not only that, I was thrust into the leadership role with my older sister. Now, being a middle child, I was a peacemaker. I always sought to make the situation easier, but I always deferred to my brothers on the leadership role. But it was my time to shine. So I did. Those experiences, although somewhat normal of a coming of age experiences, helped me grow and mature. Now let me tell you a story that's not so common. At the end of my freshman year of college, I was diagnosed with brain cancer. I went through 2 surgeries, radiation treatment and therapy, and at the end of it, I got through it. I learned through being a positive person, nice and kind, that helped my whole support system, who was provided an amazing amount of support, everyone along the way. And it was just a great moment of maturity through hard circumstances. Now, a quote that I have seen that's not my own is, life is not about, maturity is more about the experiences you've had and what you've learned from them than it is about how many birthdays you celebrated. And through those experiences and others, that cannot be more true for me. Another quote that I found, that's not mine, is the worst day of your life is when you meet the person that you could have been. In high school, I was very shy. I was afraid and insecure. And I didn't want to make friends because I was afraid. What if they didn't like me? I let my fears control me. And when my mom signed me up for a getting to know people camp before I went to college, there was a moment that changed my life. One of my camp counselors said, in college, there's 30,000 people at our university. No one knows you. You can be the person you've always wanted to be. And I took that to heart. I was more outgoing, confident, and let that fear go. And it was a decision that I made, just like when I was with my mom and my brothers had left. The next quote I talked about was seeking motivation about what you've already accomplished. When I was in high school, I was also a little bit lazy. I definitely wasn't the hardest worker. I was unorganized, and I just continued with homework, little papers in high school, college papers. They were just a lot of work. I remember that summer that I described, sitting in my hospital bed with my mom in a lot of pain and thinking to myself, I wish I were taking finals. I wish I were writing a 15-page paper right now. I would rather be doing that than here. And so when I went back to school, reading a chapter of accounting before classes, that's easy. Doing a little extra problems to do well in tests, no problem. I looked at what I had done and what I had accomplished. And not only that, the kind words people had showed me. And I actually wrote out a list of everything that people had said, kind words to me and encouraging me what I'd been through and how it inspired them, and I kept that on my study wall. And I kept that as a motivation tool. This is what I've been through, and this is how I'm so motivated. And then my next experience that I experienced that was going to New York City. When I moved to New York City from Atlanta, Georgia, to work at a Big 4 firm for the first time, it was a whole new experience. And I was working in my first year, it'd be 70, 80-hour weeks, late nights, you know, it's very tough. But I just looked back and I said, I've got an office, I've got air conditioning, I've got a seat, I'm comfortable, this is great compared to where I was and what I've been through. And I just used that as a springboard for my motivation. So I'm gonna leave you with this. Name some quotes that you can use for myself and from others that I've heard. But it's important in life as you go through life and have your experiences to not only use those other quotes from other people's inspiration, but to make your own. Thank you.